High School Sports Live, in partnership with ABC 27 News, is proud to present the Lower Dauphin Falcons against the Hershey Trojans in boys basketball. This broadcast is brought to you by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me, Todd McCall and Charlie Fortney, and we're ready to bring you a good one here tonight, again in the Mid-Penn Keystone Division, where everybody's getting backed up as a result of the Palmyra win over Mechanicsburg the other night. Mechanicsburg's at 7-1 right now. Palmyra right behind them at 6-2. And then you have these two teams both at 5-3, and they are looking to try to break the tie tonight. And who knows, maybe move one game closer to Mechanicsburg. Todd McCall, when you talk about this Lower Dauphin team, you're talking about a team that's very, very young, but they really start inside with a guy named Mr. Bowen. He's scoring in there pretty well.
Well, Will Bowen is Charlie Bowen's back brother, as I'm spitting that out. 6'6" sophomore coming in. Here's a couple things he's been doing in their latest victories. Is he's starting to step out and hit a three now. So he's taking his game outside, inside, and his presence inside is he's playing older than what he is. So he's a mature sophomore. Can I say that? He really is starting to make things click, and I think tonight he's going to give Hershey a handful because of his size.
And when you talk about underclassmen, this Lower Dauphin team is filled when there's not one senior on the entire team.
Well, they're loaded, and they're loaded with kids that play hard. They're loaded with guys who play soccer who are the Beecher brothers, who are going to be eventually Division I soccer players. Anytime you venture over and have kids that play at a high level at a different sport, it can come over to a basketball game, and their athletic ability can take over. This team is 8-5, 5-3 now, only 2 games back. The Keystone started heating up to the point, and Lower Dauphin's one that I circle, along with like Susquehanna and even Hershey, who have come on and are going to be hot and tough to beat in the second half.
Charlie, we talk about teams of underclassmen here tonight. Hershey has everyone on the floor. It's an underclassman, except for one guy, Paul Blackburn, the coach's son. But you talk about this team tonight. Luke Hetrick really is the guy that makes them go.
Yeah, he is. And Luke's the guy that can not only knock down a three, but he can get people the basketball. And tonight, 71 threes Hershey has coming in. Blackburn, Hetrick, Collar, Jake Wilson. They all combined for most of those threes. And the game plan from Lower Dauphin is to try to stop that. So I think the most important factor tonight is that Nick Hines and Drew Painter, Dylan Painter's younger brother, coming off the bench, are going to have to put a body on Bowen, Will Bowen, and the size of Lower Dauphin to hold serve. And I think in the end, the three-point shooting of Hershey should win out here at home. But I'm not going to make that prediction, but it should win out here at home.
51-50, Hershey won the first time around. One of the names in this game tonight who's been hurt all season, Brady Wilson, might be a factor here tonight for Lower Dauphin. He's averaging 16 points a game.
Well, Brady Wilson's been their leading scorer. He comes back. Now the combination starts to happen. Here's what's going to give tonight. Is one of these teams, when they circle Hershey, Lower Dauphin, it's a rivalry that's outside the Keystone. They're so close together. Kids know each other. You get him back. Now that's one more person that Hershey needs to worry about tonight. I think that 51-50 score could be really different. I believe the team that has the ball last wins this game tonight.
Finally, one thing, Rick Ativo, the head coach over there for Lower Dauphin, you're not going to be rooting tonight, but he's an old teammate of yours from Steel High days, Charlie.
Yeah, Rick worked hard on the basketball court. He's working hard as a coach. But I will say I'm joined by the Hershey Trojan here, and I think Hershey wants this game tonight. So Rick and his crew at Lower Dauphin is going to have to pull off a lot to beat the Hershey Trojans, because they're bringing everything tonight here, guys.
I'm waiting for Charlie to turn into Lee Corso and put the headdress on. Anyway, we got a great one here tonight. It's Hershey and Lower Dauphin. Nothing more need be said. It's coming up right here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Look, Ryan. Shh. Look over there. I see it. Is that what I think it is? That's a beauty. Wait, look. There's an even bigger one. Oh, wow. Shh. Oh, man. Don't worry, buddy. I know where there's a whole herd of them.
Hoffman has them, so be sure to stop by to save a lot of bucks.
And we are underway. It's Hershey and Lower Dauphin here at Hershey High School on High School Sports Live TV, and Hershey's got the ball under control.
Now Lower Dauphin in an extended 2-3, really out, trying to push Hetrick and that three-point shooting team out from the basket, and it worked the first possession.
Quick turnover, good denial at the high post. Hard look to the basket, a running one-hander. Rebound is going to be yanked down by Hershey.
Starters for Hershey, Pizza Hut. We got Wilson, Collar, Blackburn, Hetrick, and Painter.
Watch for Painter on the inside, younger brother Dylan Painter.
That's what Hershey wants to do, but Lower Dauphin wants to deny, and that's a Hetrick three-pointer.
Nice yank down there. No score in this one so far.
Now they're in a 1-3-1 extended three-quarter court, making Hershey think right out of the block. Blackburn strong through the defense.
Good move to the basketball here. And then the takeaway, the backcourt. And a tough-looking shot, not going to go. Good defense on the other end in transition as Griffin Jackson turned away. Make that softly instead. Long look, downtown Hershey off the front of the iron. Going to be pulled back by Hershey, though, on the long rebound. It's taken away again by Lower Dauphin. They got a 2-1 break here. And then a foul on the other end. Foul be marked up against Luke Blackburn, getting back very quickly and fouling. Good defense so far by Lower Dauphin here, Charlie.
Todd McCall down on the baseline. Do you see what we're seeing? I mean, there's a physicality to Lower Dauphin that I don't see with Hershey.
That's the first thing I was thinking. I tell you what, Coach Ativo has these guys playing up-tempo, physical. There's a little bit of the Rollers pride I see in there. There's a little Stilton flavor in the way they're getting after it from the Ativo brothers from the years there.
Jackson Betcher, first one up and good. Betcher, second one up and good as well. So Jackson Betcher, the younger of the two in there. 3 turnovers so far by Hershey here in less than 3 minutes. So less than 2 minutes, rather. And they're getting into that, just kind of shoot the first shot they see so far, Charlie. That was one of the concerns by Paul Blackburn, head coach, before the game started. There's another takeaway. Lower Dauphin with some really stifling defense here so far. Here come the Falcons.
Yeah, there's a lack of patience on Hershey's part earlier, and you're seeing it in the shot selection.
Here's where you might see a big difference inside as they get it down in there to Ryan Betcher. Betcher puts it away. We've got a timeout on the floor. Lower Dauphin leads at 6-0 out of the gate on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
Look, Ryan. Shh. Look over there. I see it. I see it. Is that what I think it is? That's a beauty. Wait, look. There's an even bigger one. Oh, wow. Shh. Oh, man. Don't worry, buddy. I know where there's a whole herd of them.
Hoffman has them, so be sure to stop by to save a lot of bucks.
And welcome back to Hershey High School. At a timeout, let's go down to Todd McCall and find out what they're talking about. Todd?
Well, thank you, Gary. I'm here with Craig Peters. Craig from the Showcase team, the Supernatural, Team Supernatural. You and Advanced Hoops with Charlie Fortney have had an opportunity to start partnering up and giving young men and young women opportunities to play here in the Mid-State. But when it comes down to it, it is the game of basketball, but it also is the game of life. Can you talk about that partnership and the coaching aspects on the court with the Showcase teams?
Indeed. Charlie and I, we tried to partner up a couple years ago. We were talking for a couple years, but it all came down to trying to advocate for the kids, make sure that we're helping them get into college, make sure that they're staying on the right path, giving them a chance to be exposed to the college game. That's ultimately our goal, to get these guys in college, showcase their abilities, but also teach them to be young men.
The last question is, you're seeing it transform the game here, like in the Keystone Division, really all over, even down in the Colonial Division. The difference of playing in some of the AAU in the summertime, getting more games under the belt, how it affects them here at the varsity level.
Yeah, well, these kids are getting exposure in high school and at the AAU level. I think it works hand in hand. Hopefully, we'll partnership with the high school coaches to get these kids more exposure in high school games on the AAU level. But I think the kids ultimately will be found if they're good enough. They'll find you.
Well, Coach Peters, we look forward to that partnership with Team Supernatural and the AAOU teams and the select teams in Central PA here with you and Charlie Fortney. And we're going to go back to the back to the bench. And Gary?
And Hershey with the basketball right now against this 1-3-1 half-court trap. And Lower Dauphin causing all kinds of problems here. Hershey trying to figure out a way to solve it. And there's one way to solve it. Get it down to the outside. And you saw it buried out there very, very nicely.
Well, you know what they say, threes that up quicker, and that is Hershey's hope here tonight.
That was Jake Wilson out there with the long three. And that gets him on the board for the first time tonight, Charlie.
And Hershey goes to that tight zone.
How about that nice touch there by Will Bowen? Will Bowen in so far for 4 points in this one. Another look from the corner. Not going to go this time. Off the hands of Bowen, though, out of bounds. It'll belong to the Trojans.
Bowen wished he had that one back. He had that right in his hands. Give Hershey another life there.
So the Trojans have it on the inbounds. They'll go with a box set. Gets man-to-man on the inbounds by the Falcons. Here's another three. Going to be off the iron. Yanked down again by Lower Dauphin as we pulled down by Brady Wilson.
That's at least 5 misses early in a row here for Hershey.
Hershey for the season has 71 threes, but we talked with Paul Blackburn before the game. He said, we don't want to get lured into just shooting threes all night long. Little 2-3 zone this time by the Trojans. Back inside it goes. Good turnaround as they got it down inside to Will Bowen. And Bowen will go to the line. He's a 68% free throw shooter.
Lower Dauphin is so much more equipped to compete with any team in this Keystone than I thought. They got size, Gary and Todd. They got guards. They got shooters and Wilson, who's coming back off injury. They got the full package.
Well, I don't know if you took an opportunity, Gary and Charlie, as you saw. Lower Dauphin's running someone baseline against the zone. Fake a pass, make a pass to the top of the key, and they're lurking inside to Bowen. And that is a great formula for scoring against that zone. Weaken the inside.
So both free throws made here, and it's 9-2 so far. Only 22 threes for this Falcon team this year, so not a team that will go to the outside very often, and 17 of those belong to Brady Wilson. So this is a team that likes to get it inside and regularly. Again, all underclassmen on this Lower Dauphin team. The ball be kicked out of bounds by Lower Dauphin. Remains with Hershey. Back outside it comes.
It's amazing. You see these kids like the Betchers when they were little boys, and now they're grown men out there. Luke Blackburn, all these kids. Drew Painter.
Inside it goes for Hershey. Problem for Hershey is you have no solid inside presence there just yet. Another three look. Another miss. We saw a little bit the other night at Mechanicsburg, where Mechanicsburg got lured in by the Palmyra defense and started shooting a lot of threes because they couldn't get Alliot over to the inside.
Well, you know what? All you got to do is make 2 of those and the game's tied.
That's right.
I mean, if the Lower Dolphins are going to give them the opportunity in the open shots.
On the other hand, the more you miss it, the tighter the defense seems to get. Here's a good drive, and again, tough shot off the iron. Taken down by Lower Dauphin, doing a good job on the board so far.
I am surprised LD's given so many open threes. Hershey's not making them.
And it's going to be a kick, so the official will take it baseline. It still belong to Lower Dauphin there. Look for something here maybe to... Beautiful look down there by Wilson. Not going to go this time. And pulled down by Hershey's Griffin Jackson. And then on the run, but a walk called against Luke Hedrick. Trying to make things go and get down there before the defense set up.
Yeah, Griffin Jackson in the lineup, and he's another three-point bomber. We didn't mention him in pregame, but he's worth mentioning. Griffin Jackson can fill it up. He has 10 threes on the year.
5 turnovers so far for the Trojans here in the first quarter. Still 2:36 to go, 9-3. Lower Dauphin leads it. Falcons with the basketball. Gets his 2-3 zone of Hershey. Constantly looking for Will Bowen. There's a touch. The big guy goes up. Nice shot. A little half hook.
There's no one in the mid-pen Keystone that can play like that inside with their back to the basket other than Will Bowen. It's the advantage Lower Dauphin has over all the teams.
And 6 points here in the first quarter out of the 11 so far. Another steal by Lower Dauphin. On the other end it goes. Layup in and a foul. Jackson Betcher with the steal in, and he gets fouled on the play. Take a look at this one. Quick hands. Taken away by Softly, and then on to Betcher for 2. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. It's High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
And there you see the Hershey Trojan. He was with Charlie before the game. Charlie, you were kind of a good friend with that guy, weren't you?
We exchanged phone numbers. We're going to keep in touch. I'm all up for free chocolate bars, Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm good.
Steady diet of that, right? It'll be coming your way.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the line is Jackson Betcher. And Jackson Betcher, it has not been a great place for him to be this year. He's 33%, but he'll make a count here. So Betcher with a three-point play the hard way, and he'll quickly take a seat. A different look again this time from Lower Dauphin out of the timeout. More of a 2-3 look. And again, up jump shot not going to go, but a foul on the play as Sean Collier trying to get something off the baseline. Todd, coming out of the break here, so far it's really been the inability of Hershey to establish anything on the inside at all. And they're really not getting good drives where they're getting their shoulders squared up.
And you know what else? There's just a little bit of uncertainty tonight in taking a shot. You can see a thought before they take it. They're settling for 19-9 away, and I just don't know that they're not getting the shots within rhythm. The good shooters need shots within rhythm.
Collier, who is a 76% free throw shooter, makes the first to get one more here for Hershey. Charlie, pretty good looking stroke there from the line.
Yeah, Sean Collier, nice. He's one of those guys that could help grit them back in the game. I like this, Sean. Paul Blackburn coming out in a trapping press. Try to get in this game.
How about Hershey coming back there with that good trapping press, picking up full court, putting a little more pressure on Lower Dauphin.
They got some man-to-man going right now. They said, hey, if we ain't going down standing around, we're going to go down. We're going to get after people. Trap the corners. Let's do it, baby.
The ball's going to be thrown away, and good job on the change-up on defense that time. A little bit more energy from Hershey coming out of the timeout.
Riccativo not liking that right now.
That shows a little bit Achilles heel, if you will, for the Lower Dauphin Falcons. Hershey does a trap in the corner, and the guard couldn't see over the double. So maybe they're going to show that a couple more times here.
First turnover by Lower Dauphin. And then look what I found. In it goes from Sean Collier, and he's got 4 quick points here, and they've cut the lead in half. Another steal here by Hershey. They're getting aggressive right now, and then the block and a foul inside.
Yeah, and I mentioned it a few moments ago when he was on the foul line, that Sean Collier can bring that grit. It's amazing, though. I don't know if we have a replay, but there were 4 Hershey guys inside the three-point line trapping. They were giving up the backside. It's paying off for him right now.
That's a foul on Will Bowen. That'll be his first. It'll be the team second so far, as again, you don't want to put this guy on the line. Sean Collier, 3 out of 3 so far.
And this is what you know about a Paul Blackburn coach team. He 2 great coaches here tonight. Look for this press now. They'll settle into their game now. They're going to move right back in here, and this press is giving the Falcons a little bit of trouble.
A little 1-2-1-1 press, but they're coming back and attacking it this time with a foul in the backcourt.
I wouldn't live in this. I would stunt in this and try to settle down because they are giving up a lot, and Lower Dauphin's going to end up picking this apart after a while.
But it's timing when it comes to the press, and the timing was put at the right time. They needed something. They were really burying themselves deep.
Brian Swiss with the foul. Look at that. You look for the pass, you went up and nailed the shot. Great look that time by Brady Wilson. He's got 2.
He shows why he's the leading scorer on this team. Look at that elevation on the pull-up.
His first deuce of the night, 16-9. They lead it. How about this? Chase Wallace from downtown. And then back on the other end, Lower Dauphin gets it in there. And the score is going to go to Ryan Betcher.
Wow, Wallace took a three. That's only his second all year, and he made one. That could be a good night for Hershey if he can get hot. Petrick's got to look for his shot. I saw him hit a big tying three against Susquehanna here the other night.
Chase Wallace decides to take the racket. How about that little move? And Chase Wallace in at the edge of the corner, and it counts. Wallace comes alive, and they cut the lead to 4. 18-14. Lower Dauphin leads at the end of the first quarter here on High School Sports Live to be on ABC 27.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith. Fasten your seatbelt.
To become a top defensive player, you need proper lateral technique. The cone-to-cone lateral slide drill will help a player practice getting quicker. It's important to keep the feet wide while the player is in a sit-down position with the back upright. When sliding back and forth, avoid crossing the feet or bringing feet together. Big focus on short, choppier steps. The lateral cone drill is just one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Advanced Hoops will be hosting AAU tryouts starting this February. Tryouts will be conducted for 4th through 12th grade teams. Advanced Hoops will also be offering 3D training for those looking to add new dimensions to their game this offseason. For more information, go to www.advancedhoops.com. Second quarter starts out here, and Hershey made a run at the end of the first, and they are the aggressors right now. They're down by 4, starting quarter number 2.
Well, they're not as strong and physical overall as Lower Dauphin, so it makes sense to turn it into a helter-skelter speed game because that's where they should have some sort of advantage.
Well, there's a guy who made a difference. Chase Wallace, 5 points right at the end of the quarter as Lower Dauphin again streaking out there trying to get the steal. Let's go to Tom McCall. Tom, what was talked about during the break?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't get that opportunity. What I see the difference is when you say the aggressor, Hershey had to pick and elevate up their game. And one of the things I did see Coach Blackburn doing is really just kind of getting into his guys a little bit and say, settle down and start playing hard. That's the difference.
But Chase Wallace with a heck of a pass there, but good defense by Lower Dauphin to take it away. Lower Dauphin, by the way, 7 out of 11 in two-point field goals the first quarter. Unbelievable numbers. Here's that trap again by Hershey along the baseline. And then inside it goes, and the big guy finishes it off. In goes Will Bowen. He's got 8 points in this one.
Paul's going to have to go back. Coach Blackburn to Drew Painter. He looked at him on the bench, but that size is going to start wearing down Hershey. And it did right there.
And here's another throwaway here by Hershey. By the way, the first quarter, free throws, pretty good looks. 4 out of 5 for Lower Dauphin, 4 out of 4 for Hershey. And 6 turnovers for Hershey in the first quarter to 2 for Lower Dauphin.
Wow. Chase Wallace playing a little bit of aggressive D here.
Yeah, Chase Wallace impressed me here last few minutes. There's a little walk right there. Oh, they're going to call the foul.
I think it's a good call. Collar came in at the last second. Wilson went strong, and they rewarded Wilson.
Watch the move here.
Yeah, well, he moved his hip, didn't he, Coach? Yep. You're the coach. You know it.
Yeah, it's a good call. Good call. He just made kind of a weird-looking move. It looked like a walk. Foul will be marked up on Sean Kyer. That'll be his first. That'll be the team's 5th. At the line will be Brady Wilson. Brady Wilson, 75% there this season. You can see why. 3 points tonight for Brady Wilson.
What's nice about Brady's game is he not only has the ability to score the basketball from 3, but he has an athleticism. He can get off the ground on the pull-up. I think there's a big upside to Brady Wilson. I'm proud to have been a part of his life over the years in basketball. He's just a great kid. Good family.
Off the front of the iron of that second one. So Hershey's got the basketball. Down by 7.
Drew Painter in. Coach Blackburn.
There's the extra pass and a nice touch to the middle. And then lost going up as Drew Painter trying to get the move. Drew Painter doesn't look at all like his brother too much, does he?
No. Drew lives a little more on the football field, that's for sure.
Brother was real string bean. Drew, very muscular. There it is, downtown. Not going to go. And Painter drags it down.
Man, Paul Blackburn is praying for a few of those to fall.
Good credit to Painter there. I should have said Brian Swiss hauled it down that time. I'm going to cheat him out of a rebound. Bowen looking for the back door, not going to go. But Lower Dauphin is so patient.
And they stick with the two big men, Swiss and Bowen. They stick with those guys, keeping pressure on the smaller Hershey. Will Bowen's all 6'5". Brother plays at Wilkes College.
Now, you'll think there's a little basketball profiling going on here with the TiVo being a big guy, right? A nice move by Betcher. Not going to go inside. Rebound and down as Swiss gets the offensive rebound, gets the score, and he'll go to the line with a chance for one more.
And guys, here's what is starting to heat up in the Keystone. Is Hershey's come on, Susquehanna Township's coming on, Lower Dauphin's coming on. Here's the great thing about Lower Dauphin coming on. They're coming on with 6'5" sophomores. Tell me if this is just not an outlook for future here at Lower Dauphin.
And the shot is up and good here for Swiss. He's got 5 in this one.
Charlie, sophomores and guys, sophomores playing like seniors.
Well, and they're big boys, too.
Leads grow back to 10. Now they're 1-3-1 again on the other side by Lower Dauphin and take it away out of the change of defense. Quickly, they're going to get a score right out of that on the other end, as in for 2 goes Ryan Betcher. 4 points for Betcher in this one. 12-point lead, the largest of the night. Just in the game, there's Ross Good, a 6'7" senior. That's a rarity in this game, a senior. Sweet move going to the basket. Not going to go, though, as Luke Hetrick tried to get in there. And then Bowen with a great dump off, and again, quick move on the baseline. Betcher scores. Timeout, Paul Blackburn. They're down 14 with 5:11 to go in the second quarter. You're watching High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
The Brenner family of dealerships gives you better pricing, better customer service, better selection, and a better service department for the life of your vehicle. We'll show you how at Brenner Chrysler Jeep, Brenner Nissan, and Brenner Pre-Owned. The Brenner family of dealerships on the Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, and on Paxton Street, Harrisburg. 24/7 at BrennerFamily.com. Serving Central PA for over 95 years.
There you see the Lower Dauphin huddle right now. They are on a run here. They had it pulled to 4 points when it was 18-14. And since then, they've gone on a 10-point uninterrupted run here, Charlie.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Hershey's stunning only worked for but so much. And Lower Dauphin settled back into that solid game. But, man, Will Bowen showing point guard-like skills at 6'5". Just the cat-like play out there by such a big guy. Great, one of the toughest matchups in the South Central Pennsylvania.
You do a great job of drawing people to you and find the open man, Tom McCall.
Well, Will Bowen, just to talk about him a little bit, he's probably a projected future Division I football player. However, his stock on the basketball court rises with his athletic ability. One thing I want to say about the Lower Dauphin 1-3-1 extended zone defense, it is giving Hershey problems. When they extend it like this, it's a half-quarter, three-quarter kind of press back into 1-3-1. It's giving Hershey trouble. Well,
here's Hershey trying to attack it again. They give it different looks as they drop back. There's what you don't want out of it. It's a foul because fouling does negate hustle.
There's not many openings for Hershey. I got to tell you, this is a tight-looking, well-played 1-3-1. You got winners over there on the sideline with Lower Dauphin. Ativo and the brothers. Every Ativo owns a championship at Steel High.
That foul was Jackson Betcher, his first. Hershey's already used 3 timeouts in this game so far.
Rick Ativo owns a Mid-Penn championship, first ever, 1989. Scott Ativo, a 1998 state championship under Binder. And Mike Ativo, the only Steel High team ever to win a Quad A in 1992 state title.
That's a pretty good pedigree there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There's Wallace again. Wallace banks open. Wallace is in. He's got 7 points here in the first half. Chase Wallace giving a little energy, is trying to crawl back up the mountain here for Hershey. They're down by 12.
I think he's just a little bit of the X factor for Hershey. He's needed. He's aggressive, athletic.
How about that right there, getting the hand and almost getting the steal.
We almost wonder why Hershey dropped back if the press was working. You know what I mean?
Well, they got up in the, got 6 fouls quick, and I think he backed it up because they broke it.
There's a guy that's working right now. He's Will Bowen. He's now got 10 points here in the first half. Here again, the 1-3-1. They disguise it a little bit each time. One time they drop 3 back, and then they bring them up to halfway, so they're really not showing. They're kind of confusing the guards a little bit, I think. They move the basket, not going to go again. Again, the presence of Bowen inside really changed the arc of that shot. Now, you think of this lower Dauphin team, all underclassmen guys, and several of them sophomores. I mean, these guys, the upside for them in the coming years is really, really good, and they know where they're going with it. Bowen makes another move, that little turnaround shot, this time off the front of the iron, yanked down by Wallace.
A little bit of force in it right there.
Look at Wallace. A little bit of French pastry twice, and the second time, no good.
Paul Blackburn's going to react to that by taking him out.
I had a kid like that and threw it behind the back pass, and he looked at me after and he said, "Is that okay?" The timeout. I said, "As long as it goes to our guy, the first time it doesn't, you'll be sitting."
Well, let me add to that. And I understand why Blackburn has pulled him on that situation. But one of the things he's doing well is he causes a problem in the 1-3-1. He penetrates really well, and right now they need that aggressiveness in the guard play right now. They don't have it without him.
Swiss doing a nice job of posting up there. They're trying to get the man on his high side. And then he looks and misses his pass, taken away. Jake Wilson, the open court. Jake Wilson in for 2 quick ones for Hershey.
Misses. This is penalty box time. Will Bowen's out of the game. They got to take advantage of it, Hershey. Until he gets back, they got to try to hold serve here and gain a few points. Gain an advantage.
Still a 12-point lead here by Lower Dauphin. Don't forget, we've got the Highmark halftime report coming up, and also our Center for Independent Living halftime stats and our Groff Tractor halftime highlights. Here's another steal by Hershey. Big moment here. And taken right back by Lower Dauphin. Steal by Softly, and then the charge called on Swift. Swist. The big guy going up. He didn't think so.
Ross Good got hurt under the basket, getting up slow.
Ross Good stood his ground, though. So we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 30-18 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go until half on High School Sports Live TV at ABC 27.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
And here we are back, and there you see the instant replay, and a bang bunch of plays right there. Little package right here as you see it. And you can see getting in there is Ryan Betcher. He's got 6 points in the game. He does it all. Finishes it off, gets a nice jump shot in the baseline, plays good defense.
It's an important couple of possessions here for Hershey.
Well, there you see the throwaway by Hershey.
Sean Collar trying to get a call there.
Don't forget our Highmark halftime report coming up and our Center for Independent Living stats, as well as our Groff Tractor halftime highlights. All out ahead. 2:03 to go, though. We got a lot of basketball to play before the half. A lot of teams, they take that shot. Not Lower Dauphin. Over the top it goes, and Bowen in. Boy, Bowen knows what he's doing once he gets the ball inside. And Bowen, sweet high pass that time. He's got 12 in the first half. This time it's a 2-3 zone where they trap right in the middle of the court. Lower Dauphin is really keeping Hershey off balance here with a switch up in zones. Todd?
Exactly. Go back 1-3-1, extend it. Now back 2-3, and it does. It's enough to keep them off balance. Runs clock. It's a great game plan.
Then it lures you into taking. That was kind of like an excuse me 3, but a good putback this time by Jake Wilson. He's got 7.
And I don't want to say it's only a 12-point game, but for as much as Lower Dauphin's dominating, Hershey's in striking distance.
Well, for Hershey right now, you got to really just hang around. And that's what we saw with Palmyra the other night a little bit in their game. Nice hustle on the floor there.
And Micah Bruzzo. Way to hustle.
And the ball will be rewarded to him for the hustle because it's going to go to Hershey. They're down by 12, 1:04 to go here in the half. And if you're Paul Blackburn, you'd probably try to give it under 10.
Yep.
And if you're Rick Ativo on the other side, you'd like to run it out here a little bit. 2-3 zone again. No trap this time. There's Painter. Painter moves underneath, but he's going to walk. Painter had to do a little too much that time in terms of trying to get that pass down. They had the right idea, though.
You know, he's in there for size. I mean, on the football field, he's been a name that you hear. But what happens is the Lower Dauphin hands are a little quicker, and it hurts him a little bit having him there with the ball in his hands.
Turnover number 12 against Hershey now in this game. Only 6 for Lower Dauphin. Lower Dauphin's going to be very content here to run this out for the last shot. Be a big momentum builder going into halftime, wouldn't it?
Smart by Lower Dauphin to end the half getting the last shot.
Brady Wilson.
At least it seems like they're going to do that.
There it goes. Fall away shot. Good. Once again, it's the big guy. They've just been going to him regularly on the inside. He's got 14 points. Ball went downtown. No, it's not going to go. And the half ends. It's 34-20 here at the half. Get ready for our Highmark halftime report coming up on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends. But tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
Welcome back to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Lower Dauphin 34, Hershey 20. It's now time for the Advanced Hoops Shootout. I'm here with Charlie Fortney. Charlie, they're playing for a $25 gift certificate. Who is our first shooter here on the Advanced Hoops Shootout?
All right, let's give it up for Jack Joyner, shooting on behalf of Dauphin County Commissioners. Go ahead, Jack. Okay, last year these guys made 8 out of 11. Let's go. Evan Marshall, Capital Region Insurance Agency. All right, we're getting closer. Let's give it up for Scott Hang, Huffman Ford. Let's go, Scott. Man, these guys look good. Just off. Ian McCormick, representing Pizza Hut. The banks are closed tonight. Representing PHFA, Drew Coleman. Okay, guys. On behalf of OSS Health, Sam Zuckman. Man, these guys are close. Shooting on behalf of Groff Tractor, Owen Schmidt. Come on, something has to go in here soon. Shooting on behalf of Brenner Family Dealerships, Aiden Smith. Aiden Smith. Okay. Shooting on behalf of Highmark, Logan Richards. Okay, and I have no idea who this guy is. Shooting on behalf of Giant, little Charlie Fortney. Shooting on behalf of Hershey is Riley Klinger. Let's go, Riley. Okay, last but not least, Daniel Painter shooting on behalf of Team PA. Daniel Painter.
Well, that's going to do it for the Advanced Hoops Shootout. Lower Dauphin 34, Hershey 20. More coming right back after these messages.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
No regrets. If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 717-731-1142.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers. All Giant Produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess. My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Welcome back to our Highmark Halftime Report. And Gary Sutton, Charlie Fortney, Tom McCall with you here. And, of course, Chad Edwards and our great Vicar crew. We want to take a look at the Groff Tractor first half highlights. There were a bunch of good ones here in the first half of this with Lower Dauphin and Hershey. You take a look. Starts out with Betcher trying to make his move, and it's taken away. Let's see, Betcher's going to finish off there. And then Jake Wilson shows you how to make a three from long ways downtown. Back he comes. Lower Dauphin did a lot of this in the first half. As an easy score in for two by Jackson Betcher. And then Chase Wallace had a nice run there with 7 points in the first half. Here's Lower Dauphin living off it again. And again, it's Betcher going in. This time, Ryan Betcher. Take a look right here. Looking inside, this guy had a heck of a first half. Mr. Bowen, Will Bowen, patrolled the lane. He was the chairman of the glass. He had 14 points to lead all scorers here in the first half. And, Todd, I'm going to go to you first. What did you see from Hershey that you really liked there in the first half of this game?
One of the things is their ability to come back in the game. They had almost buried themselves. At one point, they're down 14-4. And then there's a timeout called. Coach Blackburn, doing what he does, kind of gets into his guys. Will you settle down, he said. I heard him say that. And just get into your game a little bit. Came back, put a press on him, and they turned the ball over, Lower Dauphin did. And Hershey was right back in the game at one point, 18-14.
Charlie, Lower Dauphin is stuck to their script the whole way of getting the ball inside the bone. He had 14 points. They're very, very good at just controlling the offense or controlling the defense by keeping the ball in offense.
Their half-court game is so strong. But the confidence of Bowen, Brian Swiss just allows Bowen to be freed up. He had some nice and-ones in that first half. And then you got Jake Wilson. I mean, Gush, if he comes alive in the second half, I know he's coming off injury. It's curtains for Hershey, but Hershey's going to have to get it going. Let's take a look at our Center for Independent Living halftime stats, and we'll get those up here in just a second. But, you look at the change-up of defenses by Lower Dauphin, and that really led to a lot of great turnovers and conversions on the other end. And there you can see our stats. 2 out of 12 for Hershey so far from the three-point line. That's also been the story because they've shut them down with the changing zones. 12-6 in turnovers. Again, very active out front against the guards. 4 for 4 in free throws for Hershey. On the other side, 6 out of 8 for Lower Dauphin. So good free throw shooting in the first half, guys. Absolutely.
That is our Highmark halftime report. We'll take a break. We'll come right back and start the second half here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Gerald Jarman, former Division I point guard from the University of Richmond.
The figure 8 cone dribbling drill is a great drill to teach players how to cross over right and left as they go around the cones in a figure 8 pattern. This also teaches a player to hook the ball right and left as they go around the cone. These skills in a game speed motion will help a player develop control and speed in the open court. The most effective way to execute this drill is to time them in 30-second intervals so they push themselves at a fast pace. This is a key drill I teach my players in my crossover intensity class.
And we're ready to start the third quarter. Hershey down by 14 to Lower Dauphin. Gary Sutton, Charlie McCall, or Charlie Fortney, and Todd McCall. We'll get him right.
I like that name better, by the way.
There you go. You like that Charlie McCall stuff, huh? A little rotation offense here. How about that? Beautiful little touch by Brian Swiss, and he's in for his 7th point of the game. Swiss has been a factor so far. Here they are back in the 1-3-1, coming back Lower Dauphin. Big moment here for Hershey. They need something to fall. 2 out of 13 for the three-point line so far. By the way, Lower Dauphin in the first half shot 74% from the field. How do you like that? Looking for Bowen. See where they only have 22 threes for the year. The only one that shoots a three for the most part is Brady Wilson. How about that, though? Right down the lane it goes, and Jackson Betcher finds a way to get it in. He's got 5 points. And they come with that 1-3-1 again. Oh, trying to do just a little too much. He was trying to show it. Sean Kyer was coming down the lane, but instead he's going to just knock it off ball. Got lucky on that one, Charlie.
Yeah, Hershey can't catch a break, not being able to handle the ball, going to the basket without anybody even interfering. They're just not getting any breaks here.
Good move there by Painter, and Painter is in for 2. Drew Painter with his first points of the game. Watch Lower Dauphin, just so patient on the offensive end. Look out here, good steal. Coast to coast. And then doesn't use the backboard and misses off the backboard is Luke Blackburn. On the other end, off the backboard, not going to go, but there's Bowen again, cleaning it up. Bowen is just owning the inside. Bowen with 16 points now in this one. And the largest lead of the game, 18 points, tying the largest lead of the game so far.
It was a great steal by anticipation by Blackburn. Again, they just can't catch a break. It's a team thing.
Oh, look at that. Swiss going up and blocking the shot by Wilson as he went hard baseline. Wilson will go to the line for 2. Todd McCall, the change in defenses right now for Lower Dauphin really not allowing Hershey to play with a freedom on offense.
And you know what? They're keeping them so off balance. They extend to 1-3-1, and what do you have to do if you're a guard? You have to attack the gaps and attack the zones. The guards are a little bit timid right now against the 1-3-1. Then they come back down, and Riccativo puts them in a 2-3, and then it's complete change. And what it does, it makes the guard think before he attacks.
Jake Wilson, 82% free throw shooter, first time to the line tonight. Misses the second one. He's got 8 points in this one, but long way to go to climb that mountain for Hershey right now, Charlie.
Yeah, it is. It's a 17-point lead, but 2 for 12 from 3. If they can just do 3 in a row or 3 for 4 from 3 in a stretch or something, just to try to they can get under 10, get back in it. They're at home, but they're just not getting anything to drop right now.
Jackson Betcher in there for Ryan Betcher, so one sits down and one comes in. 7th turnover against Lower Dauphin. Here they are extending that zone again down. And you can see the tentativeness it's caused Hershey to have tonight in attacking. Like what they did that time, they'll get it to Wilson at the high post, and Wilson driving to the basket for a good bucket.
Wilson was a point guard for this team when he was a freshman. Now he's playing like a small forward role because of so many guards at Hershey. Wow, how that's evolved is amazing.
Here's the one guy that does shoot the three, Brady Wilson, and Wilson buries it. Wilson with the only 3 made tonight so far for this Falcon team. He's got 7 in the game.
Gary, a lot of enthusiasm, Todd and Gary. A lot of enthusiasm from this Lower Dauphin team. They're on the road. They're their own cheerleaders out there.
Well, they always do. This is such a backdoor rivalry. We're going to go over here, the Hershey section, in a minute with the Giant Food section. Then we're going to give a chance to let the Falcons get on camera. But they bring a great crowd, don't they?
Jackson Betcher with the foul there. It'll be his second. Here's a steal again by Lower Dauphin. And Brady Wilson has it, says, let's calm it down, guys. Betcher. Inside it goes to Swiss, and Swiss up and good. Great job by Betcher of getting it to Swiss, and Swiss buries it. Swiss with 9 points. Look at this great pass by Betcher. Just dumps it under there to Swiss, and Swiss gets it on the bounce back up. 20-point lead, and Swiss goes to the line to try to make it a 3-point play the hard way. 6'5", sophomore forward. Swiss on the season, a 57% free throw shooter. Tonight, 100. And keeps it that way. 10 points now in the game for Swiss. The problem there, Charlie, every time Hershey comes down, they're looking at a different defense, it seems, and just have to kind of look it over. Another good move, though, getting Wilson at the middle, and Wilson scores again and answers the bell. $12 points in the game now for Wilson.
Wilson seems to be really the only Trojan asserting himself here in the third quarter at this point.
What Paul Blackburn has done, he's put him at the high post where he can now wheel and deal and go to the basket hard. He's answered the bell.
It was a smart move.
So Wilson finishes it off. 13 points a game for Wilson. Good break. It's going to be touched out by Hershey.
Luke Hetrick fighting for the call there.
So be it bound here under their own basket by Lower Dauphin. Again, underneath, good cut to the basket. Brady Wilson, you talked about that enthusiasm. You saw Wilson give that fist bump afterward. They are really fired up.
You see a lot of that with Will Bowen. Some people call that cocky. I don't. As long as you're motivating your team, motivate yourself.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Wilson has taken over for Hershey right here. As he gets the ball baseline, quick drive with a good pass from Chase Wallace, and Swiss is going to be called for the foul.
You know, guys, Wilson's doing exactly what Hershey needs. He's the aggressive one right now. He's attacking at different parts against different. He's going at the big guys right now.
Well, here you see it. Last time was for the high post. Last 2 times. This time baseline drives that seam you talked about, Todd, and finishes it off.
There's 12 minutes left in this game. There's a lot of time.
And, Charlie, you mentioned it earlier. One of the things, if Lower Dauphin going into the fourth quarter can cut this thing to 10 at home with this crowd, they're going to be back in it. This press is going to be a good idea to see if Lower Dauphin can break it.
About 16 points now for Wilson. This one. Here comes the attack on the other end by Lower Dauphin. Hard move to the basket. Not going to go. And the save by Lower Dauphin, but he's on the line. So Hershey gets it back. Good hard defense that time down the floor. They're down by 17.
Right, guys, great point to make. A turnover is a quick shot against a press. A miss and a rebound. That was what I used to tell my players. Hey, that's a turnover, guys. Anytime you get a quick shot against a press or rush and a rebound, that's a turnover.
I am surprised Lower Dolphins in a 2-3 right now.
Lower Dolphins tightened up, though, right around that post area because Wilson's been shredding them the last 4 possessions. Collier. Corner. Good hard move to the basket. The rebound and the foul is going to get marked up on Kyle Krasinski into the game for Lower Dauphin.
Well, and Gary, give Mike Abruzzo credit for going hard to the boards. Not a big guy. Battles. And when you work hard, referees reward that.
First foul. Now here's Wilson. Wilson's going to get fouled again outside. And this time it'll be Josh Softly with the foul. This is a big possession here with 3:20 to go in the third quarter. You just feel like if Hershey's going to hang around in this one, they've got to...
here's a factor, guys. There's 6 fouls. From here on out, Hershey's in the bonus for every foul. Lower Dauphin has racked up the fouls. It's 6-1 on the board. Let's see if Hershey can stay aggressive and get to the foul line and try to get back in it that way.
Big bucket here if they can get it. No. It's going to be yanked down by Betcher on the other side. Ryan Betcher, that is. Now Lower Dauphin, you'd expect, will settle it down a little bit. There's Bowen. Backdoor. What a good move. And then in. Beautiful play by Ryan Betcher to slip backdoor. And Betcher with 8 points in this one. Another good pass by Bowen.
Yeah, he's just the general out there.
Here they jump it again. They disguise it as a 2-3 that time. They come back out in the 1-3-1. Backdoor is Chase Wallace. A beautiful pass. And sliding backdoor is Chase Wallace in for 2.
Bowen quarterbacking the team from...
Wallace with 9 points in the game, but picks up the foul in the backcourt. So 17-point lead here. And we'll take a timeout. Lower Dauphin leads it 50-33 on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
No regrets. If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 717-731-1142.
Welcome back. 50-33 here at Hershey. I'm here with the Hershey Trojan fan club. Right now, they're trying to root their team back in it. Some of these guys wanted a live interview with them. I said, guys, how about just an opportunity to be the giant food section tonight, get behind your team. So here on the Trojan side, a nice crowd by Lower Dauphin as well. Back to you, Gary.
Well, the Hershey crowd not dampened yet. They've still got hope, but they've got 2:21 to go in the third plus a final quarter. On the other side, Lower Dauphin has been in control here really the whole game. The changing defenses, Charlie, have been the name of the game so far, and the ability to convert inside with people like Bowen finishing off regularly.
Yeah. The size and athleticism, the Betcher boys, Swiss. You got Bowen. I mean, these guys are just jumping over people. Jake Wilson, such an athletic guard, you know?
This young man right here, Mr. Betcher, who works well without the basketball. He'll inbound it here on the play. You're going to see Hershey much more aggressive, I think, defensively. They're going to run that little guard through series that they run. Good trap on the side. First pass they trap. Bowen has it taken away, and Hershey comes up with it. There's the hottest hand on Hershey's team right now, Mr. Wilson. He's got 16 in this one.
They got to take advantage of this now.
This time back in a 2-3 zone. No trap for Lower Dauphin. Here's a big one downtown. Not going to go. Yanked down by Brady Wilson.
Hat-trick with the miss. These are guys that make these shots normally. Again, nothing falling for Hershey. Everything going Lower Dolphins' way.
Brady Wilson, what a move. Hard move to basket, just missing the iron. And then on the other side, Wilson gets his own rebound and puts it away. Brady Wilson.
I look like the Superman drill, Gary, again.
10 points for Wilson this one. He averages 16. Chase Wallace comes back and answers on the other end with a three.
He made 2 tonight, and he's only made 2 all season.
Got 12 points in this game, so Chase Wilson's come alive here tonight for the Trojans.
You know, guys, I mentioned him as an X factor. He's one of those guys that I think when he's on the floor, he makes things happen. He moves well without the ball. He's showing something tonight, number 4.
He's got a lot of energy out there, and the only mistake he made all evening was behind the back pass. Into the game for the Trojans, Luke Blackburn, the senior.
Will Bowen, last time he went out of the game, Hershey got back in it in the first half. So let's see how this plays out. It's penalty box time for Hershey.
For Lower Dauphin, last time he went out, they worked on just kind of holding the ball and buying a little time till he got back in. Very disciplined. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Betcher again moving without the basketball. Betcher finds a way to get it in. A good pass by Wilson to the baseline.
I really believe Lower Dauphin has found who they are and are beginning to make a statement in the Keystone.
How about Wallace? He's found who he is tonight, too, and Wallace comes in for 2 more. What a game he's having. 14 points for Chase Wallace. I tell you, Brady Wilson really has good change of pace in the dribble and sees the floor well. Another super pass, and then again, Betcher to Betcher. Ryan Betcher finishes off and a great pass to his brother Jackson. 12 points now for Ryan Betcher. That is the end of the quarter. 56-38 under the third. Hershey doesn't get the shot off. We'll go to the fourth. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
This is Falcon Pride, Lower Dauphin student section. They got a big lead, 56-38. And I'm going to let you take it here from here. Lower Dauphin Falcons tonight coming strong.
There you go. We head to the fourth quarter now, 56-38. Chase Wallace makes the extra pass. Wilson again, and Wilson continuing to fire away here. He's got 18. Hershey still hanging in there. They're down by 15 now and come back in a 2-2-1 trap. Bowen handles it, so let's restore a little order here for Lower Dauphin.
Luke Blackburn at 5'11", guarding Will Bowen. Doesn't seem to be fair down there.
Give and go, up it goes and in. Nice little move that time by Josh Softly.
The defense with those shots just isn't there around the basket.
Here it is, Wilson, long kick corner, gonna go as Michael Abruzzo with his first 3 and his first points of the night.
14-point game, just like it was at halftime.
So Hershey fighting back, or you know there's going to be no quitting the Hershey Trojans. You know, Todd, one of the things that's been really impressive here tonight has been how Lower Dauphin has gotten the easy points out of their offense. Lots of good passing, lots of good finishing, good movement without the basketball.
Just patient, getting back doors, doing all those little things, confident. The team has really found who they are.
I thought that was the best statement of the night. You said that. It's really matured. This is what you want to see the second half of the season. They've really grown up, and they're a young group, as we said. No seniors on this team. Now they're playing a little bit with the clock. That time, wrong pass to the wrong person. Here comes Jake Wilson. Wilson attacks again, and Wilson, they're going to call for the charge. No, they're going to hit the block on the baseline. Todd?
I thought that was a great keep. Very rare would I say that. I think Charlie would agree, too.
I was thinking the same.
Sometimes your players need to step up and say, you know what? I've got to take this to the basket, draw the foul. Charlie, you talked about it, too. Mentioned if they can get this game to 10, even around 4-minute mark, with the home crowd, they're right back in it.
Couple threes, yeah.
Here's Jake Wilson in and out.
Yeah, rare miss for Jake.
Really is. He's an 82% free throw shooter. Made all his free throws except for that one tonight, which means he'll make this one. Never going to miss 2 in a row as an 82%er, right, Charlie?
I don't know. It's happened before. Great defense by Collier to keep the trap.
Got to beat the clock. Stole away. And then a block again on the other side by Softly. Easy bucket coming up here. Yes. Betcher in for 2. This time it's Jackson Betcher.
That was a heck of a turnaround. It could have went to 11 points and went to 15. 4-point swing there. That was tough.
7 points for Jackson Betcher.
That was a great defensive play down there.
Oh, and there's a good head and shoulders fake, and Jackson Betcher's going to pick up the foul.
Josh Softly made probably what I think is the play of the game right here.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Mark that, baby.
Yep, Softly turned that one around right there. That could well be the play of the game because that had a chance, you said, Charlie, to bring it to 11. Instead, it goes back up to 15 just like that.
He blocked Sean Collier, who's 6'2". He's 5'8". Blocked his shot and turned it into 2 points on the other.
Well, Sean Collier here tonight, 5 out of 5 from the line. He's got 7. He looked for number 8 right here.
They can cut it to 13.
And does. Gets it back to 13.
Again, the foul differential is in the favor of Hershey. They're shooting foul shots every time they get fouled right now. Lower Dauphin needs 3 more of those to get to the one-on-one.
Hershey coming with the heat again, try to get the trap. Softly gets away from it. Pulls it back out. They'll reset their offense. Betcher. Everybody being trapped. First pass, you're being trapped every time, and then the foul.
Well, they can afford to be aggressive because Lower Dauphin's not in the bonus. Will Bowen being very patient in this quarter. That's very impressive. Very patient after a great scoring first half.
Headed for his 3rd foul. The team's 5th. Brady Wilson.
There's a team concept here with Lower Dauphin.
Oh, doing a nice job using the clock. Oh, what a foul. I'll tell you, Ryan Betcher has been all over the floor tonight.
Hershey just doesn't have the size to combat Swiss.
Betcher with 14 points in this one. Then a good move to the baseline. A nice finish off down there as Sean Collier in for his 2nd bucket of the night. 10 points for Collier. We get a foul down on the baseline. It's going to be lost out of bounds, actually, from Lower Dauphin as the heat from Hershey is picking up. It's 13 points. It's a huge possession here with 5:20 to go in the game.
A 3-pointer could cut it to 10.
And you said it, Gary. Huge possession. This is where you like to get something out of your inbounds.
I'd like to find this guy right here, Jake Wilson, who's hot as a firecracker. He's got 19 in the game. Or this young man who's also been hot. Luzay couldn't quite handle it. So get back out. Chase Wallace, a little too much and loses it in the lane.
Now look at this. Look at this. This is the big guy bringing it up, effectively bringing it up.
And I'll tell you what, an attacking there too. And Bowen will draw the foul.
You know what makes Bowen even a potential great basketball player at the next level is the ability at 6'5" to put the ball on the floor a little bit.
By the way, last turnover by Wallace, 14 turnovers. Here's a takeaway.
Man, Sean Collier's playing gritty and aggressive.
Collier, up and in, and Collier finishes it off.
Wow, 11 points, guys. First time it's been at 11 in a long time.
12 points in the game down for Collier. Here's another, almost a steal. Betcher gets it ahead. Bowen and Swiss down there, and this is going to be a charge. Bowen put that shoulder down and just took him right out.
Now here's where the advantage goes to the Hershey Trojans. Maybe a couple older guys getting a tighter game. Some sophomore mistakes here from Lower Dauphin. They need to settle down. Hershey, big possession.
That was about as easy a player control foul as you're ever going to have to call. Huge possession again here. You have Jake Wilson back there. He's been attacking from there. This time they sag in on him tight.
Hershey can capitalize on one of these.
Here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to draw the foul. Again, it's going to be against Bowen, I think.
I don't know. I'm looking for a jump ball here, guys.
Only if you're wearing stripes.
Well, I had a better angle, and I tell you, I saw the angle because you didn't see the backside.
Right there, you can see it. He's reaching right across. It's a foul.
Yeah, Bob Butts, referee on that.
Arms right over the arms. As Wilson is up and good.
Look at this. Make this. The press comes on. Now the game gets real interesting, gentlemen.
9-point game. And Hershey's been off all game, and they're in striking distance here.
And it's good. 21 points now for Jake Wilson. Timeout for Ricativo. We'll take one as well. 62-53. 4:17 to go in this one. It's getting tight on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Advanced Hoops will be hosting AAU tryouts starting this February. Tryouts will be conducted for 4th through 12th grade teams. Advanced Hoops will also be offering 3D training for those looking to add new dimensions to their game this offseason. For more information, go to advancedhoops.com or call 717-657-2620. Let's head over to Todd McCall, who was in the Lower Dauphin huddle. They're trying to restore a little order. Todd, what's going on?
Really, it was just about breaking this man-to-man press. They're probably going to throw the ball back to the inbounder and let him break up the middle. They just wanted to make sure they settled down, got the ball in, got it over half court, get a score. So trap here, they're going to go back to the middle man. We're supposed to, but that's all right. He broke it himself.
Instead, Brady Wilson comes up the side, gets caught at the side. Could he break it? He gets fouled. Closest that Hershey has been in the game until now was 2-0 and 18-14 at the end of the first quarter. They have never led in this game.
I wouldn't think Hershey has to panic and foul that quick. Just see if they can't get a natural turnover. I don't think Jake Wilson's going to be missing too many foul shots.
No. Brady Wilson, 75% free throw shooter. He's 2 of 3 there tonight. He's got 11 points in this one. Been really impressed with his floor game today. He's a very heady player. And the second one is up and good. He's got a dozen. 4:10 to go. Still an 11-point lead for Hershey. Back to the 1-3-1 trap comes Lower Dauphin. Got Wilson open right here just for a second. Got to make it. And do great shot downtown as Luke Hedrick buries the 3. He's got 5.
Hershey doesn't need to panic here.
Lower Dauphin right now. There's Bowen. Bowen up. Bowen not going to go. Fouls it up, but it's in. Bowen with 2.
There's just nobody there to guard him right now.
And he's got ice in his veins. This kid doesn't get rattled. He's not a rattled soft.
He's got 20. Long one downtown again. It's going to go. And Hershey fighting their way back. Sean Collier with a 3.
Changing 3s for 2s is paying off for Hershey.
7-point lead, and you can feel Lower Dauphin speeding up their game here. Maybe not where they want to be. And another turnover. Collier, corner, Wilson. Long one. Wilson buries it. A 3. Hershey pulls to within 4. Timeout, Ricativo. And Lower Dauphin, 3:02 to go in this one. We got a ball game on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
Right now is raining down 3s here. You can see how they're getting. There's one. There's another one in the corner. Collier. There's two, and it rattles down. And here we are back to live action. 6 out of 10 this half of the three-point line for Hershey as LD has it, comes back down. They were 2 out of 12 in the first half, so they've improved significantly. 8 out of 22 for the game.
No need to panic for Hershey.
Lower Dauphin gets it. Swiss had it. He didn't see. He had an easy layup. Phillips kicked as Brady Wilson tried to pass to Swiss to the baseline.
You know, I'm going to say right now, there's only one option where that ball should go right now, and it's to Will Bowen, number 2 in the post. Everybody get out of the way. I mean, you use the hardest guy to guard to your advantage right here.
Chase
Look for
Wallace.
an up screen for Will Bowen to the basket.
There's Bowen stepping to the side. But then they get Swiss. Isolated right there. An easy bucket for Swiss for 2. Big bucket here.
Instead, it was an up screen for Will Bowen, Brian Sisson. Brian Swiss made him pay for that.
Came off the backside. They isolated him off the screen. I don't know if we can see it again, but Swiss heads back to the line. 10 points for the big guy tonight. And not going to be 11 on this one. So a 6-point lead. Lots of time left in this game. 2:32 to go. Wallace. There's Wilson. He's got Wallace open. Wallace drives to the baseline. Wallace up and in. Chase Wallace having a whale of a game.
Yeah, he is having a big game. He's a candidate for player of the game.
17 points tonight for Chase Wallace. 4-point lead for Lower Dauphin. Brady Wilson dumps it to Ryan Bretzer. He'll bring it back out. There goes Bowen. Bowen looked like he was going to be fouled there. And Betcher instead comes up with a loose ball, and Betcher's been around the loose ball all night long. He's got 16.
Hershey needs a 3.
Another 3. Buried from downtown Luke Hendricks. He's got 3. 8 in the game. Timeout on the floor. We got a 3-point game with 1:34 to go on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
We've got a 3-point game. Hershey managed to hang around. Their defense has brought them back, combined with some dynamite threes. Let's go to Todd McCall. Todd, where are you at?
Hey, I was in both huddles, trying to be both huddles. Lower Dauphin huddle, break the press, go to Will Bowen. On this side, get a hard double, no need to foul, get back and play D.
How about almost another steal, and it is, and then taken back by Lower Dauphin. Lower Dauphin is trying to hang on right now. There's Bowen. Just Swiss underneath. Dynamite. Swiss in for 2 more off the great pass from Bowen. Swift was 12 points. Wilson, he's been hot. Doesn't get this one to go. First really missed the second half, and now Lower Dauphin with 1:07 to play. Back to Swiss again and puts it down. If you break the press, you go to your big guys. Swiss now with 14 points in this one.
The clock accidentally ran for several seconds. They're going to be correcting the clock here. You know, Hershey they go on the lose here. They surely gain the respect of the live TV audience tonight and the audience here tonight, Gary and Todd, that they just were not in this game for such a long time and made this one of the most exciting endings.
Great game here, but back to a 7-point lead it goes. And don't forget, we've got our OSS Health post-game report coming up, our Capital Region Insurance Agency's play of the game, and the Hoffman Ford player of the game. Todd, what's the nomination on that one? You got a whole lot of players on the floor who can cover that up tonight.
There's just so many. Like, on one aspect, I mean, when you're on the Hershey side, Jake Wilson has played outstanding. I like what Chase Wallace has done. Lower Dauphin side, I don't know how you go and not nominate like a guy like Will Bowen. He just makes that big difference.
Even when Will Bowen's not scoring, he's drawing the defense to him and dumping great passes off.
Yeah, one of the best things he did in this half was not try to be too aggressive offense and let his teammates get involved.
What a great drive. That time by Luke Hendrick. He's in. He's got 10 points. You look all over the floor tonight. You got people in double figures everywhere here this evening.
Got to be careful with a foul like that. You really, when you grab a player, that's in true intent. They could call a double, one of those double bonus type fouls, intentionals.
I'll tell you another guy you can talk about player of the game tonight is this young man standing at the line, Ryan Betcher. He's got 16 points, and he's been everywhere.
Well, he cuts to the basket. He moves without the ball. He's another nominee.
But won't get this one to go. You can't run a lot of time right here. You got to get a shot up quickly. Softly quarter. Off the iron. Stripped down there by Kyer. Blocked! And Swiss is going to be called for the foul.
He makes this shot, both foul shots. It is now a one-possession game with 29.9 seconds to go.
I got to tell you, I don't know. That's a tough call. I didn't have the right angle, but, man, I can see why Lower Dauphin bench was a bit upset. But
well, he came over the top, looked like a pretty good block, but he followed through a little bit with his arm. So Collier is going to nail it here. $16 points for Collier in this game tonight as well. I mean, you could decorate all kinds of players around the floor in this one. Collier with the second one. Good. The timeout. Nope. Just going to get a substitution in there. So Collier is out. And in for Collier is Griffin Jackson. You got to think he's in there to foul right now.
They want to foul right away. Paul Blackburn called for a quick foul right away.
Almost got a quick steal. Diving pass there was Luke Hendrick.
See,
29.1 seconds to go. A one-possession game. Watch Jackson Betcher go deep. And get it into Brady Wilson. That's the guy you want to handle right now. Stolen! Oh, and then missed on the pass. Jake Wilson had it, and then you're going to get, is it intentional foul? No, just a foul. Wow. They got the possession they wanted. Take a look. They steal it half court. Jake Wilson has it, throws it over, and can't quite handle it to Luke Blackburn. And then on the other end, Jackson Betcher.
I thought Jake should have kept that. That's a tough pass over the top to catch and to make.
Jackson Betcher up and good.
Riccativo can't rest on the sideline.
8 points for Betcher now. Looking for number 9 on this one. For the season, only a 33% free throw shooter. He doesn't look like that at all, does he?
I am surprised with the 5-guard lineup from Hershey that Lower Dauphin would go with the 2 posts and 3 guards, because you're going to want to guard the 3-point line.
How about Betcher answering the bell with both of them? He's got 9. Hershey needs a shot quickly. Too much time. Collier's got it. Collier buries it. Timeout, Paul Blackburn. 2-point game, 7.7 seconds to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll come right back. And we'll stay here right now. Let's go to Todd McCall first. Todd?
Beautifully played second half out of Hershey. Now, Lower Dauphin again talking about just getting the ball in, holding it. They're going to wait for the foul call. But there's still opportunity. That's why I love the 3-point game. That's why I love 19-9. No team's out of it with that.
And I was surprised, like I was saying earlier, that there was 2 posts in, because that left Collier open. Swiss stayed in tight, because the only chance for Hershey with 17 to go is the 3-point line.
Right now, if you're Paul Blackburn, you want to get a steal or very quickly a foul. If you are Riccativo, you want to make sure right now maybe you hit a man deep if you can get a breakaway, depending upon how they play. If they have a center fielder back, you just want to get it in, possess it.
I think you foul as the pass is coming in. You pick the guy you want, and you just put him on the foul line.
Hershey second half, 10 out of 12 from 2-point line. How about this one? 8 out of 14 for threes in the second half. That's sizzling hot. Now this looks like a setup for a little back screen and then a run. There you go. Got Brady Wilson the ball. That's what they wanted to do. Let him possess it. So a 2-point lead.
He only needs 1 here to keep it within a 3-point game. 2 to secure this victory, guys.
Brady Wilson stepping into the line. He's made his last two. He's 3 out of 4 for the game. Trying to get it to a 2-possession game right here.
Double bonus here. He'll get 2 shots.
I always think double bonus makes the good free throw shooter great. Like that. No pressure. Now here's the one that makes a difference. It's a 2-possession game if he can get this one. 13 points. Make it 14 now. And if you're lower Dauphin, you get a timeout here, a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Todd McCall, you got a good play here for getting 4 points in the last 6.7 seconds.
Well, it's a little bit like a prayer, you know. I mean, stranger things have happened. I've seen crazy, quick score, turnover real quick. But, it's Boston Celtics style. Remember Larry Bird in the day to KJ.
And, Charlie, if you're Rick Ativo right now, you say, guys, there's only one thing can hurt us right now. That's maybe the quick score on the other end and then quick another score, but you don't foul the three-point shooter. That's all he's talking about here.
You don't foul at all, and if they would somehow make a shot, you take it out of bounds, the pass has to be long.
It
For
does.
that last one, it has to be a deep pass. That way, if there's some sort of interception of some kind, it's going to be a Hail Mary to make it.
I think what you'll see is them shade man-to-man up the court, and you'll keep Bowen back there deep to pick off anything deep. If it comes to him, if it's caught, you let the layup go and you get out of town. 13 out of 17 for the free throw line here in the second half for Lower Dauphin. So they've been fouled. They've answered the bell pretty regularly.
Jake Wilson's going to not end up being player of the game if they lose. But, man, Jake Wilson was a player of the game.
Here you want to try to draw the three. You get the three. It's not going to go. Knocked outside, and that's it. 78-74. What a game as Lower Dauphin hangs on to win it in round 2. They lost the first one 51-50. They win this one. They will now go to 6-3, 5-4 for Hershey. We'll be back with our OSS Health post-game report, our Capital Region Insurance Agency's play of the game, and our Huffman Ford player of the game right after this. You're watching High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
Today's professional skill tip, I will be teaching the offensive jab step, where a player catches the ball and aggressively pivots facing the basket while jabbing into a shooting position. The jab is meant to create momentum into a game speed shot to set up a player with a fake and a long step toward the basket. The jab should be quick and the second step long enough to step past the defender. This move should be practiced going right and left. Repetition will create a quicker step over time. The jab step is a key fundamental every player will learn in my classes.
Welcome back to our OSS Health post-game report. And we're going to take a look at our Huffman Ford player of the game in just a moment. But let's take a look at our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. And this was a big moment in this one, as Softly probably doing something that he doesn't do all that often, which is block shots here. That's not why you have the young man up there. But Softly blocked a huge shot right here on what looked like an easy bucket. And who knows, that may have been the two-pointer that they won by here. And then on the other end, they finished it off with Jackson Betcher. That was our Capital Regions Insurance Agency play of the game. Welcome back to the table here. We're about to go to Todd. Well, Todd's right here, but our Huffman Ford player of the game, and there were a whole lot of guys on the floor that decorated themselves tonight, but there was one guy that we thought stood out, even when he wasn't scoring. He had 18 points tonight, Will Bowen.
Well, Will Bowen did all the little things. He's physical inside, strong, dribbles the ball, brings the ball up, doesn't panic. He's got ice in his veins, and he's going to play somewhere big, I think, football-wise at the next level. But Will Bowen would be the Huffman Ford player of the game tonight. I think that 18 points, rebound-wise, double digits rebounding, that was the difference tonight.
The other guy had a good day tonight. Brady Wilson coming down the stretch, one of those guys that's kind of the order restore. Whole lot of thanks to go around here tonight. Ryan Shipper, our promotions and game prep guy. Jim Gallagher, our stats guy here tonight. Todd McCall, who did such a great job on the sidelines all evening. Charlie Fortney, of course, our color commentator. Chad Edwards and the great Invicta crew. I want to thank Scott Govern, the AD here at Hershey, and most of all, to all of you. We've got a doubleheader coming up Friday night. Yeah. We're going to have a great small-town game. Middletown and Steel High will be in roller country, back in Charlie's old town, and looking forward to that one on Friday night. Until then, thank you so much for joining us this evening. High School Sports Live TV coming your way here on ABC 27. Your final score again, Lower Dauphin 78, Hershey 74.